Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of North Andrew Reese, and I am back with what Jose would say is the OTC lineup. You know, the OG lineup of
Yeah,
Jose Carlos. See, he's already Jose made sure today we had the original lineup. It's on him today that we have known Tony Barbosa. Jose had enough. He says, I want to show it the original lineup. So here we are with Jose Carlos Gomes and Gil Santos. Tony Barbosa will have to settle for mailing his picks in, which, as Jose will tell me, is what he does every week. So, so, so we'll see what happens. Jose, are you ready? It's going to be another fiery show this week because I got news for you. Your lead's down to one, son.
yeah, it's okay. No worries.
Now, this is a very, very proud week for me, guys, because not only did I come within one game of having a perfect week, Jose and I were 3-0 with our lock picks. Gil still hanging in there. You were 1-2, but still have a great record. Won lots of money this weekend. This was a great weekend for all of us. So I want to credit all of us. I'd also like to shout out our fantasy teams because, despite certain people not wanting to watch this show, the person who runs that pool needs to bow down to us three because we have the top three records in the damn pool. Jose won, and me and Gil are up there too. Because Gil went on a 5-game winning streak to get up to third. So the podcast boys own your asses. So if you do happen to watch this and not delete it, eat our shit. Now we can start the show, guys. That's right, Jose. I like when you smile. All right, so as usual, we're gonna have our picks for this week. There are 6 teams on bye week, so only got 13 games to talk about. Then we'll do our locks of the week. All three of us have had a modicum of success. Jose started off slow, but when he's on the show, he's undefeated. So now he's here. So now you get to listen to him again for more undefeated picks. Gil got a little unlucky last week with some of his picks. Backdoor cover by Jacksonville screwed him when the Trevor Lawrence got knocked out, and magical comebacks happened with Mac Jones. So don't worry, Gil had the right mind. He just got unlucky with some backdoors. So let's talk about the first game of the week. And believe me when I tell you, I'm starting with Gil on this one because his season's on the line right here. The Green Bay Packers go to Detroit once again on a Thursday night to take on the Lions. We all predicted that Chicago game would be close last week, and it was. It was 16-0 Detroit, but they let the Bears hang around. And to be honest with you, the Bears should have won that game. And when they fired Matt Eberflus 2.5 hours that game after that game, it was completely justified. How you don't call a timeout with 40 seconds left in the game and a chance to either tie or win it, you deserve to get fired. Caleb Williams played another great game. DJ Moore rebounded, and their coach took it away from them. Now Detroit, little vulnerable after that game, takes on a Packers team who hasn't had a lot of success against the big teams this year, but as a quarterback that in the second half of the season always goes on a run. And as you can see, I think they're 7-1 in their last 8 games. So Gil, Green Bay has owned Detroit and Detroit recently. What do you think's happening this year?
It's going to happen the same thing. Uh, Green Bay is going to use this game as their game to prove that they're there. The Lions have been a little sloppy lately. Their secondary's been playing horrible. If they play like they played against the Bears, well, they're going to have another thing coming. The Packers have been playing hot. Their offense is rolling. Another big game in Lambeau against Miami, and they're just going to keep rolling. And the Lions will have to play a perfect game to beat the Packers, I believe. The Packers secondaries have been good. Their defense has been playing better. They're just getting better as time goes. But I think the Packers will win this game.
Jose, who do you got? This is a tough one.
All right, it's gonna be a good game. Finally, there's gonna be a good game on Thursday night. Normally, Thursday nighters are blowouts or dubs or like not even a good game at all. Like Gil said, it's gonna be for the divisional game. It's always a close games. But I'm gonna go with Detroit, man. I just think Detroit right now. You know what? They fluked one out against the Bears, but it's like one of those games that I guess maybe you play to your competition, I guess, and maybe they were looking forward to the game against the Packers this week. Um, they're off. They're on a 10-day stretch, so that's like an extra like bye week type of thing. So in saying that, I think I like the 1-2 punch with the Lions running backs. I think they can expose the run defense of the Packers, which they've been playing well lately. Can't go against that. But I don't know. I just can't go against Detroit right now. Detroit's like one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They can figure out ways to win the games, especially at home. And saying that, so I'm gonna take the Lions.
Yeah, I agree with Gil. This can go either way, but I'm going to take the Lions. I just the Packers' run defense is much improved. But if Detroit gets that running game going early, that leads to the play action pass. I agree with Gil that Detroit's secondary is not good, but Jordan Love has to take advantage of it. And I'm looking at Dobbs questionable. Watson can't catch the ball deep. So, like, I think their receivers have got to get going. And if they don't get it going in this game, then it leaves them vulnerable. Jacob is running great, but Detroit's run defense is really good. So if they don't get the running game going, that plays into Detroit's hands. I think Detroit wins by a field goal, but I think the Packers can win this game. But I'm just picking the home team. So I got Detroit. Barbosa also has Detroit. And before we get to our Sunday games, just want to review the records last week because we all did great. I was 15-1. Uh, Tony Barbosa was 14-2. Jose 13-3, and Gil 13-3. The records are now Jose at 132-63, myself at 131-64. Tony at 127-68, and Gil at 122-73. We have a hell of a race.
Yo, please, you gotta beat that guy, bro. Please, so that I can make fun of him. He's in last. Come on, go on a run to this week.
Yeah.
Go, Mr. Perfect, so he can pass that guy. Or else next week I can. When he returns to the show, I can diss him like his stupid dumb shit quotes.
Yeah, you got to pass him, Gil. Well, we'll work on it. Here's an easy pick for you, Gil. The Atlanta Falcons, who I've called the fraud Falcons all year, and boy, oh boy, they make me look good every week. Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions. The Chargers tried to give that away a game. They tried to give it away, and Kirk Cousins just wouldn't let the Atlanta Falcons win. So the Chargers come through. Cousins 4 picks. I guess it's 10 million a pick. They go to Minnesota to take on the Vikings and Brian Flores' defense. I got the Vikings by a lot. Gil?
I have a funny feeling Kirk Cousins in this game is gonna go perfect.
Why? Because it's revenge time. It's
Yeah,
revenge time for
I
him.
just have this feeling, and he's gonna do. It's gonna be one of those. Do you like that? Yeah, I just have this gut feeling. I'm gonna go with Atlanta, and it's just a gut feeling.
Wow. What do you think of Cousins' performance last week, Gil?
Horrible. I've been laughing at him all year, but I just feel like he's gonna pull this one off. I don't know. I just feel it.
I gotta check it, but I think the Falcons are worse this year than they were last year with Desmond Ritter. Jose, who do you got?
I think the Vikings are gonna blitz the living hell out of them. I think they're gonna get confused with the defensive schemes, and I think he's gonna throw more picks this week. But yeah, don't be surprised if he does play well. It's one of those revenge games, like Gil was saying. He's not. Listen, he's shit quarterback, but then some games he throws up 500 yards with 14 touchdowns and stuff like that. You know what? And they need the game to win, so they can keep on top, first place in their
Yeah.
division, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, I can't go against the Vikings right now, especially at home. They're rolling. They got the only thing that's not great for them right now is just Aaron Jones. He's fumbling the ball a lot,
Yeah.
and that could be a downfall to them. But still, they should be fine. So I'm taking the Vikings at home.
Gil, you almost got the Cards last week, but they blew another one late. So Minnesota stays alive for the division. Barbosa has the Vikings as well in this one. Oh, now let's get to this ugly game. The team that cost me a perfect week, the New Orleans Saints, who I thought early on had a chance in that game. But Stafford managed to pull it out. Kyron Williams got going late, and the Rams won by 7, cost me a perfect week. They go to New York to take on the Giants, who are about as done a team as you can imagine. I can't see New Orleans losing this game. I'm taking the Saints. Jose?
I agree with you. I'm taking the Saints. I don't even know who's going to be starting for the Giants. If it's Locke, if it's DeVito, if it's some guy they're going to pick up off the road. Um, that team's in shambles too. Lots of problems going on that team. Um, New Orleans, they have half defense. Like they have Kamara and maybe Valdez Scantling getting deep balls thrown at him too. So in saying that, I'm going to take New Orleans.
Gil?
Yeah, I agree exactly what Jose said. I think Kamara's gonna have a field day. Scantling will have a field day. David Carr is gonna have a field day. It's a perfect potion for a good day for fantasy guys on that team.
Man, I'm happy to have Kamara this week. Let me tell you, on both my fantasy teams. It's going to be fun to watch. We're all on the Saints. Barbosa also has the Saints. Now let's get to Jacksonville, who will not have Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the season after he got knocked out by Al Shahir, who got suspended for 3 games for a very dirty hit on a slide, which knocked Lawrence out with a concussion. They go to Tennessee to take on the Titans, who went right back to normal as Jose and most of us predicted. They got absolutely smashed by the Redskins. However, in this game, with Mac Jones starting and the Titans still having jobs to play for, I'm going to take the Titans. I think that we're going to see another firing in Jacksonville, and they're going to start over again. And Tennessee at least showed some signs of life when they played division opponents. So I got the Titans. Gil?
Yeah, I agree. Jacksonville is gonna start rebuilding, and Will Levis at home for some reason plays well. He puts up big numbers at home, so I'm gonna go Tennessee.
Maybe the mayonnaise tastes better in Tennessee. Jose?
No, actually, it's very good in Tennessee. The
There you
mayonnaise.
go.
Yeah, we've been there. We tried the chicken sandwiches. They're very good.
There you go.
Um, I recommend
Power
people
up.
that right beside the Bridgestone Center, there's a chicken place that's really known for their sandwiches. There, I can I consider people going there. Anyways, in saying that, I'm taking the Titans at home. Jaguars was a big loss. I don't even know how you. But if I was a player, I would have killed Aldous Shazier. But you don't do that. Come on, it's respect. It's NFL. The guy's already sliding, and you drill him like that, man. That's scary. But in saying that, I'm gonna take the Titans at home.
All right. Barbosa also has the Titans in this one. I'm not going to waste too much time on this game. The Vegas Raiders, who, as predicted by Jose and many others, went to Kansas City and gave them the fight of their life, easily covered the 13 and probably should have won the game. I don't know how Kansas City gets this lucky, Jose. Like the guy fumbled the snap. He wasn't even looking at the ball.
Listen,
I
these
don't know how it
referees
happens,
are
man.
horrible. I don't understand. It's worse. This is worse than soccer when the match fixing and shit like that. Dude, I don't understand these referees. Like, you blow the whistle. The whistle will, if it's like a false start, the play shouldn't be happening. The
Yeah.
whistle should be on or whatever as soon as even before the thing. Even the coach comes out to say, "I heard the whistle," and then all of a sudden the guy snapped the ball and that's a fumble.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand that. I do. Honestly, it's getting pathetic. If this is the way they're gonna give them the championship, if they want the referees to help them win the championship, then no, there's no point of even playing, man.
Yeah.
Like I really don't understand. But
Yeah.
it
So
was it was
Vegas,
stupid. It was a
yeah,
stupid play.
it was stupid. It was supposed to be a false start. Then they ended up calling illegal procedure, which led to them getting the fumble and winning the game. It's just a joke. Anyway, Vegas is going to Tampa Bay. This is not a division rival, and Tampa Bay needs this game. Tampa Bay's winning. Jose.
Yeah, I agree with you. At Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, man, that guy. He's been playing well. He's been balling out this year. I give you that. I think they need this game to keep in the race for the division. Um, so the Raiders, they're playing for their jobs. They're playing for the coach. So they'll keep it interesting. They're not bad, man. Like I know what I feel sorry for Max Crosby. I think that guy is one hell of a player, man. That last week, dude, he was causing havoc, man. He was always on freaking Mahomes' ass every single play.
Brock
But
Bowers too, eh? Brock Bowers has been great
oh,
for them all year. Oh my God.
dude. That guy is he's a wide receiver in a tight end's body. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Like that guy is unbelievable too. So, but in saying that, I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the
Uh the Bucks. Yeah.
the Bucks. Yeah.
Gil, who do you got? And did you think Baker would be able to rebound this well in the NFL?
Um, that was iffy. It was kind of it was a yes and no. It was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of hard. It's hard to tell.
Great underdog story, him.
Yes, I'm happy for him. I'm gonna take the Bucks, but they did play a little sloppy last week against Carolina. They got sloppy, so let's hope they don't get too sloppy here, but they should win.
Yeah, I got Barbosa also has the Bucks. I think Baker's he's one of those guys that never gives up, and if you're in the locker room with him, you probably love him, and if you're not in his locker room, you probably hate him. But I think he's great.
He's in the right
Uh,
position. He's in the right team with the right situation right now.
right, right.
They got wide receivers to help him and stuff. They have a half decent offensive line.
And
And this
Bucky
guy,
Irving is
Bucky
playing out
Irving,
of his
all of a
mind.
sudden, this
Oh,
guy's becoming a superstar out of nowhere, right? So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um, Now let's go to what's going to be one of my locks of the week. I don't want to give it away, but this is the biggest revenge game you're ever going to see in your life, and I would bet a lot of money on this game, but I'll save that for the next show. The Cleveland Browns are going to Pittsburgh. I got the Steelers. I'll explain why on the lock show. Jose?
Yeah, I agree with you. The Steelers should win at home. If it wasn't for the snow game, I think they would have beat them in Cleveland. But you know what? These divisional games are always tough, and the Browns always play Steelers always tough. So I won't be surprised if they upset them again. But I think Steelers should win this game. So I'm
I'd
taking the
like
Steelers.
I'd like to say right now, before it's too late, I was wrong about Russell Wilson. He's playing unbelievable. I thought he was washed. Uh, Mike Tomlin is a coach, and I'm not, and you see why. He made the right decision going with him. The Cleveland defense is really struggling, Jose, too. Like that, that's the other reason I love Pittsburgh. But I'll let Gil make his pick. What do you think, Gil?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. They played well last week. But Cleveland put up some numbers last week too. Uh,
And
but
some turnovers, pick sixes
yeah,
all over the
like
place.
yes, and that's gonna be the problem here for Cleveland. Unless they just run it with Chubbs and he goes through, it's gonna be hard. But I agree
True.
with Jose too. Like Cleveland is usually a problem for Pittsburgh and Baltimore, man. They give them always a tough time. So I'm gonna take Pittsburgh though.
Barbosa also has the Steelers in this one. That's a big game because I think the Steelers have a two-game lead, but they play Baltimore one more time. You don't want to let them back in the race. Now let's go to this. This is going to be a quick one. Carolina goes to Philly. I tried to tell you guys last week the Philadelphia Eagles are for real. Their defense is awesome, and they just shut down Baltimore big time last week and took a game in Baltimore. I think Philly's they're going to be in the championship game playing Detroit. I think that's going to be my prediction. Philly looks unbelievable right now. Barkley was able to run on that defense last week. So they're rolling. They're playing Carolina, guys. This is there's nothing to talk about here. The Eagles win. Gil,
Yeah, I agree. But like Jose said, sometimes there's those games where a good team falls into the trap and plays bad against these bad teams. Uh, but the Eagles should win. I would say the Eagles win.
well, the last time the Eagles were at home, I think they barely beat the Jags. So you're not wrong, Gil. They could fall asleep a little bit after all those emotional wins on the road. Jose,
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles as well, but You know what? Carolina's been playing really, really good lately, man. And Bryce Young, I don't know. I guess the benching woke him up a little bit, and he's been playing very well too. Even against the Chiefs, against last week against the Bucks, they came back. They were winning. They were up by 3, and then the Bucks ended up playing the game late. But even he's been playing much better. Thielen's back now in there. He's healthy too. But I can't. Yeah, you can't go against the Eagles right now. They're playing really good defense. Their run game is amazing with Barkley, and that opens up the passing game. They should have Devontae Smith back this week too. So that's another weapon for Hurts. As long as Hurts doesn't turn over the ball, they'll be fine. But yeah, so I'm taking the Eagles.
Go quickly. Do you think Young can be a decent quarterback now, or is he still, on pumpkin watch?
I think he's trying to figure out the NFL still.
Yeah.
Um, Learning process for him. I think they got him in too early, but he's starting to adapt. But he still has a long way to go.
Yeah. Let's get to the awful Jets. Boy, oh boy. I mean, even me, as much as I hated this team, I couldn't have predicted how bad this team was. Gil, they had a chance to go up 21-7 or 28-7. And Rodgers misses like a wide open Garrett Wilson and throws a pick to Leonard Floyd on the next play, brings it back all the way. The Jets don't score again, and the Seabags win. Boy, oh boy, is this Jets team done. They're going to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who aren't much more, happy than them, but the Dolphins are still going to beat the Jets at home. I got the Dolphins. Gil, I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been awful this year. There's no other way to put it, whether you're a fan of him or not. He's been awful. He's been one of the main reasons they've lost as many games as they have this year. They were 5-5, or sorry, I think they were 5-7 with Wilson, and they're 3-9 with Rodgers. Like, it's just been awful. Any comments on that, and then make your pick.
Well, yeah, like I'm a Rodgers fan, obviously. Um, I don't know. Maybe it could be he was the Green Bay quarterback, and that's it. He
Yeah,
can't probably adapt anywhere else. Green Bay gave him a lot of let him do whatever he did. Maybe he was in his comfort zone, and the Jets he thought he would be, and he can't be.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, the play is showing it too, right? They got to probably help him out by maybe running the ball a little bit more.
yeah.
I don't know what to say, but they're playing bad. Yes, they are playing bad, and Miami's gonna win. That's what I think.
Jose, who do you got?
I got the Dolphins as well. I think, like I said last week, that team's in turmoil. They have too many problems going on, too much noise in the background where they shouldn't be having. Um, they've been a disappointment. The honest truth, they've been a disappointment this year. Starting from Rodgers, starting from everybody. Like you make a trade to get Devontae Adams there, and nothing's happening. I think the ship went down once they fired Salah.
Absolutely.
I think the players started to like separate from each other and start not being a team like that. So I think that shook up the team, and I think that's when the ship started to sink. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins offense is playing really good lately. Um, and I think they'll beat the Jets, and especially the way Rodgers. Well, that pick six was, what, it is on Rodgers, but it's one of those plays that he wasn't expecting the guy to, like he thought he was gonna get it in there, he was gonna squeeze the ball in there, but he remembers that he's 42 years old now. He's not 24 like he used to be back in the day. He's not the gunslinger like he was, but he's still in his mind. He still thinks he is, and he's trying to like sneak it in there, but doesn't work that anymore. So
Mhm.
it is what it is.
I mean, they didn't score another point after that. Like it's just like the team just gave up after that pick. So we're all the Dolphins. I mean, we got a lot of similar picks here with some of these games this week. Now let's go to a very interesting game that may decide the NFC West as the Seattle Seabags go to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. They met 2 weeks ago with Seattle winning 16-6 at home. This is probably one of the tougher games to pick this week. Division on the line. All four teams can still be involved. Um, I'll start with you, Jose. I don't know. This one's tough. What do you got?
Yeah, it's one of those tough games. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the Cards at home. I think the Cards are due for a bounce back game. Kyler Murray lately has been struggling these last two games. I think this week he'll start balling out this week. I think he'll have a big game at home. Um, it's always tough playing in Seattle, but Seattle's the 12th man plays a big difference into that, and they have a pretty good defense this year, the Seattle Seahawks. And Geno Smith, Geno Bambino always comes up with some key plays lately. But I see the Cards sneaking when this one out, so I'm taking the Cards.
I saw you smile there, Gil. You still like your boy Geno Smith, eh?
Mm,
Who do you got?
But I agree with Jose. I'm going with Kyler Murray this week. They should have won already last week. Bad loss
Yep.
there at the end. And Arizona needs to win this game. So does Seattle, to be honest. They
Yeah.
both
Oh,
need to win this game. It'll be a big game. It's a crucial game for the standings. But I just think Kyle Murray running out of that pocket is just a big effect. It just gives the receivers more time to get open. And based off that, I think Arizona will win.
yeah. I'm disappointed in the Marvin Harrison Kyler Murray relationship. It didn't start good and it's not ending well. But at home with James Conner and the boys and McBride, I got to think they're going to win this game at home. So I'm going to take the Cardinals as well. Barbosa also has the Cardinals in this one. Seattle's a dangerous road team, though, so it's scary. But I think it'll be a low-scoring, ugly game that Arizona wins by a field goal. Okay, now let's get to the Buffalo Bills, who probably are the best team in the AFC right now. I don't think it's the Chiefs, even though they have a better record. The Bills already took care of the Chiefs for their only loss. They're just rolling. Josh Allen is the MVP. I said earlier this season, it's the best I've seen him play despite his stats being down because he doesn't turn the football over anymore. He's much more in control. I much prefer this version of him. And I think it's part of it is not having any ego receivers on the team. He can throw the ball to whoever he wants, whenever he wants, and there's no egos about it. James Cook has really helped their run game, and they're just rolling. Even defensively, they're better despite losing some pieces. They go to LA to take on the Rams. The Rams don't impress me. They don't scare me. And I don't think they're going to be able to outscore the Bills. So I got the Bills winning this one. Jose, what do you got?
Hmm. Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm gonna take the Rams in an upset this week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Um, I just think the Bills secondary is not going to be able to keep up with Cooper Cup and Nakua. And as long as they can, keep Stafford up and cover the blitz and the pressure and stuff, I think you'll pick them apart. That's their weakness on the Bills is the secondary. And I say that I think the Rams need this game more than the Bills to keep alive in the playoff race. So I don't know. I have a gut feeling that the Rams are going to squeeze this one off. So I'm going to take the Rams as
I
my
agree with
upset pick.
I agree with you on the Rams point, but the Bills are fighting for the one seed, so they're not trying to lose
Yeah,
this
but
game.
dude, like they partied last week already with the AFC Championship and the East Championship, and they were like freaking
Doing
dude, and
snow
they're coming.
angels.
Yeah, and they're coming off, and they're already. I just think this is one of those letdown games. I think they're looking ahead and whatever's to see what's going on next week or something. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that the Rams are going to squeeze one off. I don't know. I don't know why.
Now, before we get to Gil, Jose was at the game last week where the Bills absolutely annihilated the 49ers, which was very predictable. But I'll say this, before McCaffrey got hurt, it could have been a game. When he got hurt and then Jordan Mason got hurt, it was over. But Jose, how was it? Like what was the weather like?
Honest truth, I have my ticket, but I didn't end up going, dude. There was no way. There
Oh.
was no way I was going to go stand in snow all night, and
Yep.
you're crazy. I don't care. I took the loss. I took the for the, I lost my money for the ticket and stuff, but whatever. There was no way I was going to go to Buffalo and stand in the snow, and you're crazy.
Yeah.
Not in that conditions, man.
Yeah.
I love my Niners, but dude, even just talking about the game, dude. Guys are slipping.
Yeah, it was not good.
Dude, it's if you're not a team that is used to playing in that weather, you're gonna get burned, and that's what
That's
happened to
right.
the Niners.
Yep.
They got burned, and dude, it's not no excuse, but the Niners are banged up. They're like
They are. They are.
their defense,
Yeah.
no Bosa, you have no chance. They have no pressures. Like,
They have a lot of injuries. A
dude,
lot of injuries.
you see that they missed Dre Greenlaw on the linebacker. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for Ed Warner. Like, he's doing everything by himself. The other two, like Campbell and dude, I don't even know why these guys are even on the team. But
Yeah.
and you know what? And Hargreaves is a big loss in the defensive tackle. Offensively, dude, Brandon Ayuk opens up the passing game deep, so it opens up the little short game passing and stuff
And
like
Debo
that.
can't get open.
Debo this year's been a disappointment, man. Honestly,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
I think he this year he's been awful. Like, so many drop passes. Like, I don't know. I think he's been the most disappointing player in the Niners this year.
And
To
they
tell
don't
you the
use
truth,
Kittle. They don't use Kittle in the passing game.
dude, in that conditions you can't pass the ball in those conditions, man. Like,
Well,
you can see
okay. Okay.
the one that fumble that they lost. The guy goes to throw the ball, and the ball just slips right out of his
I
hands.
know.
Come on,
I
when is
know.
that
I know.
in the game? It's just screwed up, man. It's screwed
Yeah.
up.
Use check fumbles on the one. He never fumbles.
And then he never fumbles. Exactly. Like,
So
it's just one of those games, man. Like,
yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
No, whatever.
Gil, who do you got in this game? Bills, Rams.
I agree with Jose. I think the Rams are gonna
Upset.
pull an upset here.
Wow. Okay.
I think, and I need to catch up to Tony, so I'll use this as one of those games.
Yeah, because he's got the Bills. So yeah, there you go. Um, quick thoughts on that snow game we saw.
Well, it's a horrible conditions to play in, right? And I see Green Bay playing some of those too. But yeah, San Francisco's West Coast, sunny. It's a little difficult. Just like Miami when they went to play in Green Bay, like you can tell they just want to go home.
Yeah,
They're
they did
just
not
let's
want to
take the
play.
loss. Let's take the loss and get out of here, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's just difficult. And then the teams that, the Buffalo people were enjoying it.
yeah,
But yeah, it's hard to play in that. But hey, it's for both teams, right?
yeah. No, that's true. It's just if you're playing in San Fran, you go to Buffalo. It's tough, especially in the snow. We have three more games to pick, but we'll take a short break and we'll be right back on the Reese Report. Welcome back to the Reese Report. I'm Reese. We have three more games left to pick, and let's start with, well, Jose. It's time to talk about it. The Bears, who have looked okay recently. They still lost six in a row somehow, but they got rid of their coach just in time to play our 49ers and get the coach bump in San Francisco, where we are absolutely depleted by injuries. And we now have Christian McCaffrey out for the season with a PCL injury. Jordan Mason has been put on IR. Isaac Guerrero, you're up with a bad shoulder. Brock Purdy. Warner taking injections, no Greenlaw, Bosa's out. But we got the Bears at home. Can we win this one, Jose?
I don't even know, man. Honest truth, I just say you tank the rest of the season and just get a better draft pick and just play next year. Like I said, everybody will come back healthier and just go for it for next year. But I think the players have pride and stuff, and they're still, as much as they're bad, they're still in the playoff race. There's only two games behind Seattle. Um, they basically have to win out the remaining games to make the playoffs or go 4-1 these last 5 games. Um, Dude, I really don't know, man. It's hard to
Yeah,
pick. It all depends on who's playing, who doesn't play. You don't even know who's playing and who's not playing. It's
yeah.
um I know Brock. I was watching the thing today. But I know Brock Purdy was not. It was an unlimited, and I practiced today, and and Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw were already like they were limited in practice, so they can come off the IR list this week. Um, I don't know. In saying that, like Trent Williams is a big loss for them. I feel rest in peace to his family. He lost his little baby girl.
What a brutal year.
Yeah, man, it's pretty bad with him and Tre'Davious Ward too. So I don't know. Dude, you know what? I'm a diehard fan, so I'll ride with them again this week. I'll take the Niners against the Bears. The Bears, they're not a juggernaut of a team. If they were a juggernaut of a team, and if they were playing well, I would have took the Bears, but they're not.
Yeah.
They have a rookie quarterback that makes mistakes as well. So maybe the Niners can, put some pressure on him and make him do some mistakes. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Niners at home in a must win.
Yeah, this is a really tough game because I'm looking at the Bears. They lost by one to the Packers. They lost by three in overtime to the Vikings, and they lost by three to the Lions in a gauntlet of matchups in their own division. And now they get to play us. If I was thinking with my head, I would probably take the Bears in this game, but I'm going with heart on this one. When you lose family members and you got players coming back from injuries, you're on an emotional roller coaster. You have all this pride. I think something like that can galvanize a team. So I actually think, and the only problem is the Bears are really going to be upbeat because they got rid of their coach. So this is one of those games where I would normally take the Bears because of the coach bump. Like they're really going to be fired up after getting rid of that coach who I'm pretty sure they all hated. So my head says take the Bears, but I'm going to take the 49ers. I got to believe they have something left and they're going to pull out this game somehow because the Bears do find ways to choke games at the end. That's why they've lost six in a row. I mean, they've lost every game with some mistake at the end. So let's hope it happens again. Gil, what do you got?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, but I feel like for some reason your defense might hold you guys in this one and give you a chance. So I'm gonna take the Niners.
Well, Barbosa's on the Bears, so hopefully we're all right. And then, Gil, you can pull within some more games of him there. Uh, to what I call the game of the week, the LA Chargers, who did not play well last week. They lost McConkey. They tried to give away that game, but Kirk Cousins was like, "Nah, hold my beer. I'm going to throw another pick so to make sure you guys win." So they're going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, who have been the last time I remember a team being this unimpressive at 11-1 was I don't know if you guys remember the last year Roethlisberger was good with Pittsburgh. They were like 10-1, but everyone knew they were frauds and they got beaten the first round by Jacksonville at home. I think even the Eagles last year we kind of knew they weren't really that good because their defense was awful. Um, I don't think this Kansas City team is that good. But as Jose has said, they find ways to win, whether it be the refs or blocking kicks or fumbles or whatever. Um, I'm going to pick this game first because I'm a big fan of Jim Harbaugh and this Chargers team. McConkey's practicing, so it looks like he's going to play. They're missing their running back, which, as Gil did predict, it did hurt their offense. But I don't like this Chiefs team, and the Chargers have always given them problems with Justin Herbert at quarterback. I'm calling upset. This time, the Chiefs kick a field goal and win. It will not be blocked like it was in Denver. The Chiefs have the number one defense in the league. Low scoring. Chiefs find a way. Chargers find a way to beat this Chiefs team and keep their playoff hopes alive, and keep up with Denver. I'm picking the Chargers. Gil?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just feel Kansas City's been floating through the year, and I think now they're playing better teams. That we saw what the Bills can do to them. We don't have to say this. They could have lost so many games, and they didn't. But I feel like the Chargers really need to win this game. So I'm going to take the Chargers.
Jose?
Tough game, but I'm gonna disagree with you guys. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Um, those guys just find a way to win. I don't know how they do it. Or what kind of freaking Gatorade they're drinking there. But they
You'll
always end up
explain the
pulling,
refs.
and the referee too, and they always pull off ways to win these games. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I think Pacheco coming back is gonna, they're gonna start running the ball a little bit more. It's gonna start opening up the passing game. Their defense, those guys, they're not that they're top 10 defense. They can shut you down in many ways. I think they'll come up with a scheme to stop Herbert this game, and so I'm gonna take the Chiefs at home.
Barbosa also has the Chargers in this one, so we'll see. They're not good against division opponents, and I think this is going to be the time where they get beat in the last minute, but we'll see. Now let's go to the Monday Nighter. This is an awful Monday Nighter as the awful, awful Cincinnati Bengals. So I told people last week they're 1-4 at home. They can't stop a stiff breeze or a nosebleed. And they allowed Pittsburgh to score 44 on their ass. They lost 44-38 at home. They're now 1-5 at home. They're going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys, who are as bad at home as the Bengals are. They might set records for how many points allowed at home, both these two teams. But because Cincinnati's on the road and Dallas is at home, I got the Bengals. Gil.
Yeah, what a brutal game.
Brutal.
Even watching the Bengals, they couldn't stop the Steelers' drive. I think the only one they stopped was because it hit the finger of a blocked field goal.
Yeah.
Or else Pittsburgh would have scored on every drive. I don't know. Does Dallas stop them? I don't know. Like they're pretty good too. Does Dallas keep up with them is the question. Because Cincinnati's secondary was brutal. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still gonna go with Cincy. Though, what an ugly game for a Monday nighter.
Just terrible. I mean, if Cooper Rush beats Cincinnati, man, oh man, you got to start wondering about that team. Like, if you can't stop Cooper Rush, like, I don't know. Jose?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals as well. It's gonna be a shootout, and I'll go with Burrow and the Bengals offense. And if it's a shootout, although Cowboys have been playing good defensively, they've been getting all their players back lately, so they've been keeping the games close and stuff. So, but in saying that, I don't think they can put up as many points as the Bengals. The problem with the Bengals is their defense. Their defense is horrible. Offensively, they can put up points with anybody, but their defensively, they can't stop nobody. They can't stop a beach ball. So, and saying that, but I don't see the Cowboys with Cooper Rush uh, outscoring them or putting a crazy amount of points on them. So I'm gonna take the Bengals.
So we're all on the Bengals. So I made a few different picks this week. But for the most part, a lot of agreement because of the way the game's shaped out. It's going to be a great race to the end. That is our week 14 picks. We hope to have Tony Barbosa back next week so Jose can yell at him. His Colts did beat the Patriots. They 2-point conversion. They found a way. And believe me, if Barbosa was here, he'd be rubbing it in our face how he has a better record than us. So I'm glad he's not here right now.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at the strength of schedule. One
Of
team
course.
plays with the other one.
Of
Please,
course.
Barbosa doesn't know anything about football. He doesn't. He took the Patriots. Never mind last week
I know he's
against
so
his
bad.
coach. That's how big of a fan he is.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna say it's a reverse psychology, like Joe
Yes.
says. But come on, man, are you kidding me? That team is shit. They needed a 2-point conversion to beat a Patriots team. Come on, they shouldn't even been in that game.
Yeah.
But anyways,
The Colts are on a bye, so it's a good time to have Barbosa on a bye at the same time the Colts are on a bye. Because
Thank God.
that's right. Because next week they play the Jaguars, and that's when
they're
I
gonna
want him
lose.
back. That's right.
And they're gonna
To
lose.
Mac Jones. That's how I want
Yes.
him back for that. So there we go. Okay, so we'll be right back with our locks of the week, but that's our week 14 picks for this week. I'm the mouth of North, Andrew Reese. That's Jose Carlos Gomez, Gil Santos. We will be back in a minute with the locks of the week, but for now, you can hit my music.